Hello everyone, my name is Sam and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, we did absolutely fantastic with our short trade from right here all the way down to my target area, which I told was about 27,300. Beautiful, spot on. So call me Mr. Spot on down in the comments. I told you this in the previous video and we did fantastically. I mean, even the arrow in the thumbnail did amazing. So we showed it precisely. And now there is another trade setup I want to show you, but we're going to come back to the TA a bit later. I want to first show you what is happening right now and why there is a huge danger for those people who are actually currently taking this particular trade, which looks very good. But there are things to consider right now. So there is huge news right now, and huge thing is happening also this week that is absolutely, could be monumental, and absolutely, it could be a seismic activity right now. So please, it's a very important video. Watch it from the beginning and until the end. So straight into this, and a quick shield that, guys, if you want to be trading actively yourself and you're looking for an exchange that you can trust, then you can use Bybit. And with my exclusive link down in the description of this video, you can actually claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses, different giveaways, and also get a chance to claim very good crypto education. It's not trading education, but it's crypto education to understand which tokens, how they work, what is blockchain, what is market cycles, etc. And it's a course that is valued at $500, which you're getting for free, and you can claim it also actually in my Discord channel, which there is a link to down in the description of this video. This is where actually I post all of my trades and the trades of my team. On YouTube, I just show my bigger trades, but in the Telegram channel, in the Discord channel, this is where we post all of the biggest ones, some liquidity trades, scope trades, day trades, and the trade results of our members. I mean, they're absolutely crazy. 9%, 60%, 48%, 200%, plus $2,000, plus $1,000. I mean, it's never ending. It's epic. There's like 40,000 traders in here. So if you want to be part of this insane community, then there is a link down to it, also down in the description of this video, and it's only available for Bybit and BitGet traders. Also a link to BitGet with up to $8,000 initial deposit bonuses, but only you will be able to get into this VIP signal section right here only if you use your UID that you have in your account that you created using my links down in the description of this video. So become a part of this community and let's profit together. And the first order of business is just quickly, saying my condolences to everybody in Israel and Palestine, and this whole conflict is just something that the world doesn't need any more of, but it is what it is. And a lot of people are actually calling for much lower prices in Bitcoin and all the equities and everything else because of this conflict. But, because again, that's why we're going to move to the chart in just a second. I want to give you a perspective and understanding as to what is happening right now. A lot of people think that it's all very bad. War is bad, it's terrible, and it is bad. It's bad for people, it's bad for those who are fighting the war, it's bad for the people who become collateral damage. It's sad. But the thing which we need to understand is that even though we're seeing huge escalation right now and Israel is mobilizing 360,000 reservists, and it's like, it is pretty big, but on the other hand, we have history. And history is showing us the following. Here are a few wars, which is Vietnam, Gulf, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Crimea. And here, this dotted line is actually the moment of the first strike, first invasion, first whatever. So the beginning of the actual conflict and war. And as you can see right here, it was actually followed by a parabolic run. Right here, it was right at the bottom. Gulf War, Afghanistan War, it went up and then it went down, which is actually an outlier in this whole example. Then Crimea, it went up. Iraq, it was right at the bottom. So the moral of the story here is that sometimes we see potentially maybe a small correction in the beginning just because a lot of people freak out and they're like, oh no, war. But on the other hand, depending on what the war affects, of course, if it's a global war, if it's Third World War, it's bad, because supply chain issues and real fear and real problems. Then we could see a huge crash. But this, a smaller war that is fought on a small continent, like in a smaller country, something that just like Ukraine, Russia, that doesn't really affect the rest of the world that much, usually it leads to a rise in the markets. Why? And the answer is because of liquidity. I mean, US these days, they're spending like 200 million a day on Russia-Ukraine war per day. So they need to get this money from somewhere. They need to print money. So the same thing is here. Any war actually leads to increased liquidity, increased printing, which subsequently all this money that was printed ends up where? That's right, in the markets, and including Bitcoin, and especially during the times of war, things like gold and Bitcoin and, arguably Bitcoin. Bitcoin is so young we cannot make a conclusion yet, but overall, the store of value narrative type of assets do really well, which gold is not reflecting yet, but it actually had an uptick in the last few days. So this is number one, understanding this. Also, you need to understand this, a quick metric, which is Bitcoin hodl waves, and right now we have 95% of all Bitcoin supply has not moved in the past month, which is new all-time high, which actually usually this kind of boringness on chain signalizes the bottom of the market, because this is where monumental shifts happen. This is where a lot of people are caught off guard and all the shortists usually get liquidated, and this is where the bull market usually begins. Besides this, and again, I'm giving you the context and I'm moving to the chart just to show you exactly where I think is huge danger for everyone right now. For not everyone, but well, you get it, you will understand. So the SEC actually has until this Friday to appeal the court decision made in the Grayscale GBTC case. You remember that, well, actually SEC lost. And they're supposed to, come out with some kind of a conclusion here. SEC has until Friday to challenge the court's decision, and the court ordered, remember, SEC to review the application to convert GBTC into a spot Bitcoin ETF. Meaning that potentially, very small likelihood, but potentially, we could see a spot Bitcoin ETF this Friday. And imagine what would happen then. I mean, of course, Bitcoin wouldn't go to 100,000, but it would certainly pump probably to 30K, 32K, 35K at an instant, within a couple of days. It would be a huge parabolic run, liquidating all shortists out there. It's just how it would be, because ETF is that huge of a deal. And potentially this is what could happen this Friday. And actually, this in Forbes, as the article says, the SEC actively engaging with spot Bitcoin ETF issuers signals high likelihood of year-end approval. And we are, 2 months away from the end of the year? 2.5? And right here, Bloomberg senior ETF analyst Eric has gone on record stating that the fact that SEC is actively engaging with spot Bitcoin issuers on their current applications, which hasn't ever happened before, we think a rejection is unlikely and hold a 75% chance of approval by the end of the year. And there is a chance of even potentially this happening by Friday. So, and then we have this, because I'm not done yet, moving to the chart in just a second. So this is an interesting, complicated chart that analyzes different things. But basically, once the red bear market downtrend block is completed on the chop zone, which is usually this right here, and this, we've seen this happen, bear market 2014, 18, 2022, this big red block. Once it's completed on the chop zone, which we've seen, we had the chop zone, Bitcoin makes one final small return to red, and usually, unless you have a black swan event, again, unless we have a black swan event that I've been describing previously, the blue lights end the red times for good until the next bear market. And right now, for the past 2 weeks, we've been back to blue, as you see right here. So this has never failed before. And this is what we're saying right now, just like we've seen right here, and also right here, and also, by the way, right here in 2011. So are we standing at the same point? This is a very good question. This leads me to the chart, which in the previous video, I told you that I'm going to quickly take, even though I'm still long with my bigger outlook long trade over on Bybit, I've said that this structure, if we lose it, then we could, meet 27.2, 27.3. And we met this spot on. So once again, congratulations on your profits. Very happy to see my community profiting. And it is becoming, just a part of this whole wedge in general. But what we were saying, we can remove this, which is irrelevant. And a lot of people are taking huge short trades right now, right here, which for me, in my opinion, is a huge danger. It is a beautiful trade, because if we're actually going to put on some volume, we'll see that there is a tiny bit of volume in this break. So we've actually been consolidating, and we finally broke this level that actually, in my opinion, has been quite important for the structure to stay intact. And if we're gonna just zoom out, then, we had this run here. So we broke out and got rejected to this level, tested it again, broke above, there was this support with a hopium to the upside, but we broke down. The thing is that this is a short-term, weakness. And if we're going to take a look at, for example, this level right here, we also broke below this support. That is also quite important for us. And this puts technically our next target at like 26K. So potential, because this, remember, huge liquidity area for market makers. So those who are taking their short trade, or maybe you've kept your short trade from here, maybe you wanted to take your profit not at 27 something, maybe you want to take it to 26. In my opinion, this is dangerous. And let me explain exactly why. For one, we have very important inflation readings that actually I mentioned in my previous video, and we have this right here. We have this right here. We have this right here, which is Friday. Again, unlikely. But what I'm trying to say here is that we have so many catalysts coming within months, not years, months, including the ETF, potentially cutting of the rates next year, and markets are starting to understand this. So therefore, shorting something as great as Bitcoin with a bigger outlook, again, we did short Bitcoin from here down to here. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Very quick, in, out, liquidity, the dragging of the stops, that's it. So beautiful. But taking a bigger short trade on Bitcoin right now, in my opinion, with everything we're currently seeing, is incredibly dangerous. This is what I'm trying to convey to you guys, that certainly if nothing happens and war escalates in this, maybe we could, drop much lower. Like, I don't have a crystal ball. But what we are saying right now, and shorting one of the greatest assets that is coming in conjunction in the world right now, that can turn at an instant with one piece of good news, and there is so many catalysts right now that like even within days it could happen, is just simply not a good bet, just personally, in my personal humble opinion. So that's why I'm saying it's quite dangerous, and I'm sticking to my long trade. If I am gonna be proven wrong, so be it. I'm a human being, but I'm just sharing what I'm doing. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments as well. And check out this first vlog of me going from New York to Alaska on a budget in a cheap car, proving that you can trade and live on a road and enjoy life and do whatever you want. So check out this first vlog. It's an epic journey, and Guinness World Records are currently pending on this. So it's an epic journey world record. Check it out. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Crawler. Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.